Hello everyone, this is Siddharth, and in this video we will be solving another question from the list that I have shared in the starting of this playlist. I will share that in the description as well, and you can also check out full documentation of this playlist on my GitHub account as well. So if you don't know what we are doing in this playlist, we are solving all those questions which are related to each other, so that we can memorize all those standard processes and methods, and then you can use these standard process and method in the question that you will encounter in your interview, so that you can crack them easily. So how we will be solving this question, let's see. So this is has 151 on lead code, which is reverse word and string. So we have given in string and we have to reverse this string by words. Suppose this the sky is blue, so the answer should be this blue should come first, then is, then sky, and then the. We don't have to reverse this string by character, then this will going to be very easy question. So, and also there is another condition as well. We have to remove all the trailing spaces or leading spaces from this given string, and also we have to, like, if there are multiple space present between two words, then we have to consider only one space. That's what we have to do. Now let's move on how we can solve this problem. So first we will be discussing the brute force method, then we will be moving on to the uh, optimize approach. So first what we can do, we can use built-in function in Java, so that this that will remove all the trailing spaces from this given string, and then we can split it this as, and we can split that as well. So if you have like done babd, then you have a good idea how we can like split the given sentence or a string. So what we can do, we can use built-in function to take this string, and then we can do like uh, we can remove this the trailing spaces and then split it. So let's take this string as an example, that is the sky is blue. So as is equals to sky is blue. So what we can do, we can use built-in function in Java that will remove all the extra trailing spaces. Let me take one space here. So what we can do, we can use as dot split, uh, as dot as dot trim, as dot trim dot split, and then we can pass this slash slash uh, s and then plus. So what it can do, it will it will remove all the trailing and ending space from this given string. So let me show you the final result. So suppose there are multiple spaces in the end and start, then what this function will do, it will convert this as sky is blue. Now also this will it will also store them into an array. So for that, what we have to do, we have to convert our given string into char array. So we can convert this as to char array first. So for that we can use as dot to char array function, that is also built-in function in Java. So now it will convert our given string into char array. Let me show you how it will look like. So we have taken one string, so this one empty space in the start. So this will store an empty character in the starting of this uh, array, uh, and then it will take this is not in char array, this is string array, sorry. So it will store a string. So let me show you the final array that it will look like. So this will going to be an empty string here, and then it will store s, then it will store y, and then it will store uh, y, then again space. So this is the final result. Now what this function is, this function will do, it will convert this given string, given char array to this sky. So the sky will going to be our first string, first string, or we can say first element in this given string, then is, and then value. So this array will look like sky is and then blue. So this is the final array. Now what we can do, we can just start from this last character, and we can take an string builder so that we can manipulate it, and then we can append this given character, and we can apply in condition. If our I is greater than 0, then we can add, as we have to add a space between two characters, so we have to add that as well. So after adding blue, then we can add in space, then we can add is, and then we can add a space and then sky. So this will going to be our final string that we can return. So now let's code it out as well. So first we have to make an string of array. So string, and then let's take it as array, and then we can convert this given string directly, so to this array. So for that we can use as dot uh, we can use this as dot trim dot split. So as dot trim, and this trim as dot trim will remove all the trailing spaces, and then this split function will split the words on the if there is any space occur between two words. So for that we can use split, and then we can pass two slashes, sorry, two slashes, then as, then plus. So after doing this, we can have to make a final string builder so that we can manipulate this, and then we can name it as result. Now we can use new string builder. Now after doing this, we have to use an for loop so that we can traverse our given array that we have just made using this given string. So for that we can use int I is equals to, it I will start from the last element of this given array. So we can take array dot length -1, and then I should be greater than equals to 0, greater than equals to 0, and then I plus plus. Now what we can do, uh, we can store the last element from the given array, that is here the blue is there. Now we can have to append our string builder, that is currently this. Now we can start appending this string builder from the last element of our array, as we have to reverse it. That's why we are doing it from the last. Now we can use s dot append, and then what we have to append, we have to append array I. Now after doing this, we have to add a space as well. So for that we can again use this append method, and then we can pass if the value of I is greater than 0. This means that we are not in the starting of the, because we don't want to add in the start. So that's why we are using this condition. Now we can use this operator. So if this is the condition, if you don't know what it does, it is just like if and else. If this condition satisfy, then we will be doing this, that is we will be appending uh, with an space, otherwise we are appending it with uh, nothing. So this is what it does. So this will going to be, we can use we can say that this is inside the if bracket, and this is the inside those curly brackets. So if this condition satisfies, then we are doing this, otherwise we have to do this. So this we are doing, and now in the end we just have to return a new string, which by converting this array back to the string. For that we can use another built-in method, so that will going to be array to string. So this will do the job for us. Now let's try to run this. So as dot append, so this will going to be result dot append, and then this is also going to be not array result, as we have to convert this string builder to result. So we can use this return result dot to string, and here we have to do I minus minus, that's why the issue is coming. Okay, now let's try to submit this as well. Okay, so we have successfully solved this question using the brute force method. Now we can solve this using optimize approach. So okay, now let's move on to the optimize approach as well. So let me move on to the blackboard. So now what we can do in the optimize approach, of course, the previous solution is taking big O of n time complexity and a big O of n space complexity, as well as we are using this string builder uh, to manipulate. So now what we can do, we can optimize this solution by removing this extra big O of n space. So how we can do that? Uh, we can like take we can think of an intuition like we have to do everything within the char arrays that we will be converting the string to this. So after converting the string to char array, now we have to do everything within this arrays only, so that we can return this as a new string. You can think it like this. So this will going to be the char array. So what we have to do something so that we can able to like find a solution by modifying this char array only, which we have just defined, or we are just convert it using the string that we have given in the question. So how we can do that? So suppose this is the string that we have given, hello world. So now what we can think of that, uh, we can first reverse this array, so that this array will look like this. So that will going to be D L R O W, then space, and then O L L E H, then two space as well. So after doing this, now we can reverse each word. So if you are getting no idea that how we will be solving this. Now after reversing this array, now we can reverse each word. So what it will look like, it will look like W. Now D will go here, W will come here, so this will look like WRLD, then these, and then HELLO. So this is the required answer. Now we further have to like check, further have to remove these extra space. For that we can define another function, and also we have to deal with these starting characters and this space between the character. So first what we can do, we can reverse this given string, and then we can reverse this given string, this given array, uh, with uh, with each word, or we can say we can reverse each word uh, after reversing this array. So that will give us the result. So this will remove that extra big O of n time complexity. So now let's move on to that solution, how we will be solving this. So let me remove this first, then let's take so first what we have to do, we have to reverse our given array. For that we have to convert this given string into char array as well. So for that we can use char, and then array is equals to as dot to char char let me remove this char array. So this is built-in function to convert a given string into char array. Now we can define the length of this as well. So int n is equals to array dot length. Okay. Now what we can do, we can reverse this array. First, for that we have to define a function. So first call, let's call this function. So reverse. Then we are giving this given array, and then the starting index will going to be 0, and the ending index will going to be n minus 1, as we have to uh, check for the last. We have to start swapping the character from the last, that's why we are giving this. Now let's define this reverse function. So public, or we can define it as flip function. That will be the more correct name for this given function. So public, and this the return type of this will going to be void, as we are just modifying the array. And then we can name it as flip, and then we are taking an char array. Let's take that, and then we are taking two index, and start is equals to 0 in start, and then int end. Okay, now that is the, this is the like a standard function that we are using from the like hash one video. So sorry, so while start is less than end, if that is the case, then what we have to do, we have to write a swap function to swap the character. For that we can write the swipe function. So that will going to be again void return type, or we can directly swipe that here as well. For that we have to define char temp here. So char temp, and then array in the start, and then at the place of start we can store the value of the element which is present at the end, and then we can do the same for the end. We can store the value of temp inside it. Now we just have to do the start plus plus and then end minus minus. So this will flip our given char array here. Now what we have to do, after flipping it, we have to reverse our given char array by words. For that we can define another function, that is reverse word. So this function is named as reverse words because we have to reverse multiple words. Here we are reversing it word by word. So we can define it like this. So first we have to pass this given array, and then we have to uh, pass the length of the array. So that will going to be n. Now let's define that as well here. So public, this will going to be, so this function is also be an void data type, as we have to modify the array only. So public void, and then we can take, sorry, this will going to be reverse word. So reverse word, and then we are taking an char array here as well. So char array, and then we are taking the length of this array. So okay, now what we can do, uh, what we have to do in this method, we have to this reverse each word in this uh, given char array. So how we can do that, we can do like that, uh, for int I is equals to 0, and then I less than n, and then I plus plus. So what we can do, if we are encountering any character that is equals to null, that is if we are encountering any of the character that is null, then we have to reverse that word. So how we can do that, we can define in starting and ending index for that. So uh, starting and ending index, and both will be starting from 0. So either we can take I, or we can take end as well. So let me define that. So int start is equals to 0, and then int end, we can start it from 0 as well, and this end should be less than end, and then we are doing end plus plus. So now what we have to do, if we are encountering an empty character, so let me do that first so that you can understand. So if the character which is present at array end, if that is equals to empty, if that is the case, then what we have to do, we have to reverse our given array up to that index. So we can do like that, we can pass this given array, and then uh, this we can pass this starting and ending index. So that will going to be 0 and end. So that will going to be end. So what it does, it will reverse this given array up to that value. So let me tell you. So the first iteration, I is 0 and end is 0. It start is 0 and end is 0. So what we will do, we will reverse this given character by itself as it is empty. Now we will make our start character to end plus 1. So let me do that here as well. So start will going to be end plus 1. So what this condition will does, it will, like, if we will be encountering an empty character, then we are just reversing this given character by itself, and then moving our end counter by 1. So in this for loop, and if in the first iteration end is 0, now here it will get incremented by 1, and then if that value is uh, if that value is empty, uh, then we have to reverse this array and we have to increment the start counter. So what we have to do using this? So first, non-empty character is here, so these two character will get skipped, and our end will become this. Now what we can do, we can pass this reverse and -1. So let me tell you what will going to be happening here. So start will getting incremented until and unless we find an space. If we find an space, we will be reversing that up to that length. We are reversing that up to that length. So first the start will be here, then here, then here. Sorry, start will be here, and then end will go up to this value. Now we are passing what we are passing. We are passing uh, the starting index from here and the ending index from here. So what it will do, it will reverse this given word. What this is, and this is what we have to do. We have to reverse this word by passing and doing some condition so that we can reverse this. So that's what we are doing. So if we are encountering any of the space uh, between the words or in the start, then we are just reversing the array up to that index, and then we are doing start is equals to end plus 1. So what this condition will do, it will start searching for the it will move on to the next word that will going to be here. So start will start from here now, and we will again move our end value up to here so that we can pass this word as well into a given method in the reverse method. So this is what we have to do in this function. So and now what we have to do after doing this, we have to remove the uh, space as well that will remain in our original char array. So for that we have to remove this also. So for that we can use another function. So let's call that first. So remove extra space, and in this function we can return the string as well. So for that we can call this function and return it, and for that we have to pass this given array into this, and we just have to pass this given array. Now let's define this function as well. So this will going to be public, and then this will be returning a string data type, and then we can name it as remove extra space, and then we are taking in care array as an input. So let's do that. Now we have to define two pointers to remove this. Let me tell you how we will be doing this. So if we are encountering an empty character, then we just have to remove we just have to move on. So how we can do that, we can use two pointer. Now and that will going to be I and j. So I will be keeping track of the starting index, where from where we have to like start adding values. So and j, we have to move up to the word where we have encountered the space. uh, so how this will going to be happening, so we will be moving the j value up to w, and then we will be storing the value of w in the place of this space. So this will look like w, then we will be storing this o to here, so wo, then r, then l and d, and then in the start we can append our answer by adding an space in the last, and then we will be doing the same for hello, and in the start in the end we don't have to do anything. So this we can do. So we can make first two pointers, so I is equal to 0, and then int j is equal to 0, and while I this is less than j is less than I, sorry. So if this is the case, then what we have to do, first we have to check for the condition that this j value should be less than n. So here we can pass this array length as well, so that we don't have to calculate here again. So we can take an index as well, n. So while this j is less than n, and another condition will going to be the value at the the value at the place of j, if that is equals to the blank character. So in this case we just have to increment the value of j, and another condition will going to be, so this will what it does, it will move up the value of j up to here. So now we have to skip the value of j to this value so that start uh, we can start modifying our original char array. So for that, what we can do, while this j value is less than n, and another condition is array j does not equals to the blank. So what it does, it will move the value of j until and unless we encounter an empty character. Uh, so how we can do that? We can again increase the value of j, and we don't have to like increment the value of j. We have to modify our given is a given char array as well. So what we can do array I plus plus and then is equals to array j plus plus. So what this function does, it will start copying this w to the start of the array where there are leading spaces. So as I is in the start, so now we can copy this w to here, then o to here, then r to here, then l, and then d. So this will do that. Now after doing this, we have to remove these space as well that will occur in the uh, middle of the array. For that we can use while this j is less than n. If that is the case, now we have to remove this. So for that, array j is less than n, and array j, so let me add and as well. So array j is equals to the blank. So if this is empty, then we just have to increment the value of j. So this will remove the all the space that will present that are in the middle of the string that will going to be here. So now this condition will remove all the space, but we have to include only one space. So for that we can use if j is less than n. If j is less than n, then we just have to store array I, and we have to store a blank value in the end. So that will add in extra character, the extra space in the middle of the uh, words. So this function is completed, and we are returning it from here. And now let's try to run. Okay, so cannot find symbol was, so this will going to be flip as we have changed the name flip. Now let's try to run. Okay, so there is not a return statement, so we have to return the string from here. So new string, and then we can pass this given array, and then we can pass the starting index and the ending index. That will going to be I. Now let's try to run this. Okay, so there are test issue. Let me see. Okay guys, so the issue is here we have in this function we have handled all the words, but we have left the last word because this will run up to this value that will going to be here. The start will be pointing up to this element, and we have to handle this last word as well. So for that we can call this function again. We have to flip this as well, so we can pass this array, and then we can pass the starting index and then the ending index. Oh sorry, n minus 1, that is the last element. Now let's try to run. Okay, again there is issue. Let me see. So this flip function is fine. Then we are removing these elements. We are returning this as well, and then okay, this should be zero start, not 0. So now let's try to run. Okay, and here also there should be I plus plus. That's why the issue is coming. Again, there is issue. Let me see. Okay, so this should be less than n, not I. That's why. Okay, so now let me try to summarize it for you. So first, we have given this string, and we have to reverse it. So for what we are doing to optimize or to remove that extra big of an space, that we are first flipping this array. Then after flipping this given array, we just have to flip these words, and that will do the job for us. And also we have to remove these trailing spaces. For that we are using this word, that is remove extra spaces. So now after doing this function, that is flip, this is just the function that we have used in almost all the videos. So for this function is easy. Let me tell you about this. So in this function we are just skipping these character, and then we are moving our start pointer to the first character of the word, and the end pointer to the uh, to the element which is just next to its last character of the word, so that we can pass this given word into a flip function, so that this will reverse this given word and we will get this final string as an example. But this function will run up to the end value, that is up to here only. We have to reverse the last word as well. For that we are calling this function, that is start, and this n minus 1, so that we can reverse the last word. And then we have to just we have to just remove the extra spaces, and then we can able to solve this question. So now let's try to submit this as well. Okay, so we have successfully solved this question. See you in the next video. Bye.